Just enjoying that one from Santrofi. That was one of their scintillating performances outside the country. And trust me, we're going to have a very interesting time here. We've got two personalities here. And, it's not, they're not just the ones. So it's not a two-member group, okay? There are a lot, but this time we had just two joining us. Emmanuel Ofori is the leader of the team. He's a guitarist who's team on stage doing his thing. Emmanuel, good afternoon. Welcome.
Hi, good afternoon.
Great. And Norbert Arthur. Trumpeters, what's the debut? When you see someone sleep like that, the person's a trumpeter. Yeah. Look at because the trumpet is always here, so it affects. There's something on the lip like that. Norbert is also with the Santrofi Band. You know what? Ghana has had a very long, history when it comes to bands. So, from the likes of Kwame Ampedu and his African Brothers Band, from Obiba Adolfo and the City Boys, to the likes of A.B. Crenso and Himfo Band. See the bands a lot, E.T. Mensah and the Temples Band, through to Osibisa, through to all the bands that are coming up lately. You should know that we have a very long history with that. And always these bands try to put Ghanaian music out there. And one of the outstanding bands currently doing amazing well, trust me, is Santrofi Band. And so we're going to have a discussion about the music, their journey, what they've been up to, what they've been doing, how traveling across the world is like, moving from one country to the other every now and then. Emmanuel, you must be really fulfilled that you were able to put this together.
Yeah. It's been an interesting journey so far. All the band members, we all have one objective to, throw light on Highlife music. If you look back in the day, all the predecessors, they've done amazing putting our home music together. So I feel it's something that we have to continue. So I called a few friends of mine, and they were on the same direction. So when we all joined, it was easy because we've been playing with all the legends from back in the day. Some of the band members have played for C.K. Man, they've played for Bob Taylor, Pat Thomas. So we have this whole history of, so calling everyone to this project, it was very easy. Okay. We all are fulfilled because now we're getting some amount of attention, and there is a bigger future for us.
Great. How many years now?
This is Nob. How many? I think
5.
5.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow, just 5 years. Then you've achieved so much. In such a relatively, smaller time. No, but where were you when you got the call from him that, Charlie, I don't want to make you be part of this, make you do this?
Okay. Actually, they called me to just do the horns for the project.
Okay.
And when I came, they saw my contribution, and then they said, "Oh,
you need to be part."
Yeah, I need to be part of it. I didn't even know they were traveling, actually. So after we put on the songs, and then Emmanuel said, "Do you have a passport?" I said, "Yes, I do." And he said, "Okay, give me your details." So that's what happened.
Just like that?
Just like that.
Okay, that's really, really interesting.
Yeah.
But what's the band culture like? We've talked about from back in the days into the 2000s, but music, of course, changes over the period. How's the band culture like in Ghana right now? People say session boys, all of that. How's the band culture like?
Okay, most bands here in Ghana, they are mostly playing for artists.
Okay.
They are mostly doing cover songs of songs that already exists. But if you look down the history of Ghana music, especially from the 50s, 60s, 70s, just before John Rollins came into power, if you go to pubs or night clubs or anything, they are playing original songs. You have bands, you don't have DJs around those times. Those original bands playing their own compositions.
Okay.
And all that. So that has been our culture, if you ask me, but it got lost at some point. And now the attention is on trying to do covers and doing other things. So we have a few bands doing original material. So for us, exactly as you spoke about the culture, we are trying to, bring the actual, Ghanaian culture back through doing this. And we've started, nobody can tell, most of us, we can tell now, so many bands are trying to, see the importance of actually composing their own materials.
Yeah, that's very true. We've talked, I think when Fra Frakemin, we're talking about the fact that one of these days, the award scheme, there needs to be a band of the year category, because now we have a lot of bands, playing, dropping albums, singles here and there, and that is very important. But what is the core mandate that you have as the leader of the team, as a band of Santrophy? What, because you've done so much in just 5 years,
Right.
the core mandate that you want to set out there for people to know about your band?
Okay. We are projecting Highlife. For us, it's very important to continue the heritage of what our predecessors have done. If you look down history of, let's just say, reggae music, it goes all the way. From Mali to Peter, it goes all the way, like Etwatwa Sosa. If you go to USA as well, I mean, I mentioned them because they are the biggest, you know. It goes all the way from Frank Sinatra, and then it grows, and then Elvis Presley, and then Michael Jackson, and then we have Chris Brown, and we have all the Beyoncés.
Okay.
If it keeps on going down, it's a kind of lineage, going on. In Ghana, we have Highlife, and it's unfortunate that we don't put so much attention on it. I always say, in most interviews, I say this, Highlife is one of the biggest thing Ghana has. I wouldn't even say music, thing. I'll use the word thing. It's equally as important to us as cocoa or gold or anything. Nkrumah saw that, so he put in so much. He saw Ebo Taylor. You know Ebo Taylor, right?
Yeah.
Legendary Ebo Taylor. He saw his talent and he put him to music school just so he can further this whole Highlife thing. So for us, continuing the heritage of what our predecessors have done is very important, for us, because we are losing it gradually. We are losing it. And if you come to our youth, say indigenous music, we say they don't really feel connected to it, because they feel it's songs from their forefathers, but it shouldn't be,
Okay, I mean, the conversation about Highlife, whether it is gone, it is not gone, or we are not accepting change of modification.
Right.
We'll get into that. But Norbert, and the ladies, of course, will come in as and when they've got, Norbert, as an instrumentalist, what is the principle to be able to play excellently and excel in a band like Santrophy?
I think it's one, sacrifice. You need to sacrifice, and then you need to commit. You have to. And you have to be disciplined, especially in Santrophy. You have to be disciplined. He'll check you all the time. And when we rehearse, now we are rehearsing.
Okay.
We get a tour coming, so it's always intense. Always we rehearse from morning to night. So if you are not disciplined, and then you have to get the power to be able to play for Santrophy, and then with the instrument you have to practice.
Okay.
Yeah, you need to practice your instrument very well.
It's not like Minimbada Dine.
No. You have to practice every day. If you want to get better, you have to practice every day to get there. So with Santrophy, it's not like we just started yesterday. We've been doing this since. So you have to practice and then get better all the time.
Okay.
I mean, the first time you guys were performed as a group, how was it?
Exactly as Norbert said, before we were fortunate actually. There's this booking agent friend of mine in Europe. He called me one day and he was like, Highlife, we're losing Highlife. We need some Highlife stuff. So he called us and he was like, okay, can you send me a song you guys can compose so I hear it and then I can judge and book you for a show in Europe? So we did one song and then we sent it to him, and that song got us Roskilde. Roskilde holds more than 300,000 audience. Just one
300,000
audience, yeah.
Just like that?
Yeah, we just did one
So
song.
he was able to add you, to bring you on just like that?
Yes. So we sent him just one song, and he got us Roskilde. You can check out Roskilde, and that was a spectacular show we did. So when we realized, oh, actually, we didn't think it was going to go this way. We realized, oh, actually, it's working. He was like, yo, you have a show. We sent it to the Roskilde organizers. They're like, yo. So we started working. It was like, exactly as Norbert said, it was a daily we work from morning through to evening. We can start rehearsal at 5 a.m. and finish at midnight, and then sleep for 3 hours and start again. Because we had the booster, we were told, say, Yakobo show. So mentally, everyone was in. And that prepared us to. So we did like over 3 months rehearsal, day in and day out.
And on the D-Day?
And it was spectacular on the D-Day. You know, so a band can be together for, let's just say, 10 years, but we've been together for like not too long, but we've done so much working together, more than several bands. So it got us in that preparation.
And when you are performing,
Right.
how do you go by it? Do you perform only your songs, or you add certain classics made by other people to it?
Okay. We do maybe 98% our songs.
Okay.
And then we do tributes from Alex Kunedu, no, right?
Yeah.
We do Alex Kunedu. He's one of the legendary musicians who did like great songs. And then just maybe 1 or 2, but we do mostly our songs.
And those other songs are songs that over the time you've rehearsed with yourself. So it's easy to do that. Wow. That's very interesting. You spoke about like spectacular stuff. I know you've worked with the likes of Erykah Badu. You shared the stage.
Right.
That's the word. You shared the stage with the likes of Erykah Badu, Cardi B, and other big names.
Right.
How is the feeling like? Because you see, mostly the crowd is geared for them. They really want to see them.
Yeah.
But then you have to go in before they come. So how do you manage to level up so that when they also come, they continue the energy from there?
Okay, that's an interesting question. Again, like I said, Highlife is one of the most unexploited music. It's like some, gold hiding in some corner. Whenever we play on stage, I mean, Norbert can say, it will look like maybe I'm trying to just say something, but Norbert is...
No, the videos tell the story. You see the videos on the screen.
Yeah.
People are like, you guys are the highlight for the night. Every single show. We've done shows with Justin Bieber on the same bill.
Yeah.
Budapest.
Budapest, Siget.
Oh.
Yeah. And they were like, the reason being is because it's fresh. So it's more thrilling because, of course, the pop scene, they know how it sounds like. So if a pop artist is coming on stage, they have an idea how it's going to sound.
Okay.
Highlife is you untumin janaho.
Can I add something? I got chills in Budapest when we finished performing, and then we were going to eat at the artist villa. So we reached it's an artist place.
Yeah.
Right.
So we entered the room and everybody was clapping.
Oh.
Yes, and I got chills. I was like, wow.
Wow.
Yes,
That should be very nice.
We're not popular, so it's difficult to spot. Like if it's maybe Euphoria Ponsa or there is a spot, this is Euphoria Ponsa, but we are like 8 of us. So it's hard to point us, but they were able to actually see us, point us individually, and it was thrilling. Like,
Charlie.
Why do you think you are accepted more out there than in your very own country, Ghana?
yes, I would say that.
Yes.
Because they accept now also.
I think the reason being is, you guys are doing an amazing job putting something like this on your platform. Normally, what we call the norm in Ghana is there's a particular trend of music that people want to, because they feel, okay, they have more audience. And so, in a way, it has influenced. All the radio people and all the TV people, they feed the audience, the Ghanaian audience, with a particular style of music. So it's in their system. So anything else doesn't work. Sometimes when we play our music, the musical radio, he feels, Charlie, may ebia, maybe.
Made that system work on the next one.
They won't play it. So it's been like that. So I feel we'll be more accepted if the people who are actually feeding the audience put these things in, because this is our actual music. I always say, the music that's mostly trending in Ghana, it doesn't have like one, it has bits and pieces, but it should be. For me, if you listen to music coming from Senegal, if you hear it, you don't have to try and find out where the music is coming from. You can hear straight away. Even though if you don't know the artist, you can know it straight away. But with Ghana, we're just borrowing pieces from different
other places.
Right. So we've left our thing and we're chasing. I always say this: if we put so much energy in highlife music, Grammy is what we're all. I mean, Ghanaians want a Grammy, but there could even be a section that Grammy Awards. There could be a highlife section in there.
Yeah.
Not Afro, not world music categorized in the whole, because we have enough material to have maybe even 6 categories of highlife music in the Grammy.
And I think for that, I remember when Harvey Mason, the Grammy CEO, came to town. I mean, he spoke to us. He says that for the Grammys, it's about making a case for yourself that, okay, so let's say Afrobeats now, you're able to convince the Academy that this is it now. So if they are convinced, they could create an Afrobeat category. So it could work out that if we are all pushing the high life agenda and it's so much accepted everywhere, they wouldn't have any choice than to say that, okay, they will need to put high life in there. But is it?
We don't have any competitors. That's something dope. Let's just say we're all wearing green and there's one guy spotted wearing white. He's the
odd one out.
So we have the advantage. We can make high life in such a way, say, because high life started in the 20th century, brother. 1920.
Very long time ago.
Afrobeat came only in 1980. I mean, most of us were born when Afrobeat came. And it's a branch, let's say a whole tree. There is a leaf out of, that's Afrobeat, one leaf. But they know how to put it right and, but we, unfortunately, we don't. But I believe in the future, a bank where we'll be able to, put that. We don't put enough spots on high life.
But then there are some that are also equally doing high life, but more they brand it as Afrobeats, and also in recent times we have
Afro high life.
Right. We have the like of Akwawa who came out to say that even Black Sherif that we all know is doing high life because according to him the content of his song and everything is high life. Right. So why are they shying away from that genre? Okay.
For me, it's a little scary for most of the maybe label or they want to bring something that they know people will accept.
Okay.
With high life, it's a little tricky. They're like, how about if I go and put money in and it doesn't work? Yeah. So they are scared to put that in. Blacko, for instance, his music is like high life, pure high life. Just imagine Blacko's music with like indigenous materials, instruments around it. He will be unheard of completely, because if you listen to his music, it's trap still. The only thing that stands out is his voice and how he's approaching it. So even if we do that, we have no competitor. We won't have to compete with people from Jamaica or people from Sudan, because it's us. We are a whole nation with high life.
I was having to ask if we should wait for the new or future generation to come in and start working towards this whole high life, or we should have our very own artists, the artists we already know, trying to tone that line. Like you said, Sherif's album, if you listen to it, when he's performing, you could get that feel of high life. Now, should we encourage them that in as much as they want to do the whole commercial music, they should the indigenous instrument melodies that are legends did, or whilst they are trying to do their own rap trap, they should just let it go and let new crops of artists to follow. How do we do it? Time may call.
No.
Time may call. So when would we be certain to say that, oh, now we are going to work on the whole high life to get it? Because, recently when on 6th March, Independence Day, Apple Music actually did created a section for Ghanaian music. It was named the Trotro Vibe, which I was surprised. I opened and I could see Ghanaian songs almost feel it. So it means there can be a change, but how fast can we do it?
that?
Are people even willing to identify themselves with that?
Exactly.
With it.
I think it's, like I said again, there's a little fear in there. I mean, for me, which it shouldn't be.
But if we get the masses doing it, would there be fear?
Let's
Like the
say,
masses, everyone is doing it. Like Sarkodie will do something like that.
Exactly.
Sharif,
Exactly.
Samini, everyone is jumping on it. Would they fear?
Exactly. There is a fear, but they shouldn't. Because they've been able to get enough. Let's say Sarkodie, for instance, all right? Sarkodie has so much luxury of controlling what he feeds to his audience. He can do anything, and he's Sarkodie, and it will work out.
Yeah.
So introducing Highlife, it should be some of the easiest things some of our frontliners can do. They are the ones who can do it more. Because someone coming from the corner, they don't have anything to convince people. So into BBN say honey to me free ban. Into saying free honey banner, the other people following, they are scared because omomo in him they are not doing it. That's why, to be honest, that's why I always say Grammy because of course that's where almost every artist
says, oh, but that was a Grammy.
if they check out our music, it's all borrowed materials.
Yes.
So why should I want to put X from Ghana with the actual X who is in Jamaica?
Yes, why should I go for counterfeit?
Exactly.
It's like the original and the other. Yeah.
If I study you, say Miss Young, not Minoko category, but there's no way I'm gonna win.
Yeah, true.
That is why, to be honest, we have so much talent, brother, here in Ghana, but
everybody wants to. They start. It's not going well. Then they switch to the other side. And well, just by the way, Sarkodie's best project, one of it is the Mary album.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that album was amazing.
Absolutely.
There's been a lot of conversation about language, right? There's another tricky one.
Right.
And your album, the only English that I probably heard was whether black or white, or maybe they're, you know. Is it intentional? And as you've moved around the world, the language bits, is it really a thing like we could always do our local indigenous language? Or we could blend it and do it 50-50 so that the people you are singing to, the whites, could understand at least the English in the numbers. What do you think?
I think music is a universal thing. It doesn't need. I don't need to speak English for you to
the vibe to a song.
To a song. I think it's if you hear a beat and then it's good, it's good. I don't need to speak English so that you understand me. That's you saw the video when we were playing, they were dancing. We signed a lot of autographs out there. Sometimes I'm like, is it me?
Yo, I made it, mama. I'm signing autographs.
They will actually chase you.
Yeah.
Wow.
With the vinyl and the CDs. Please sign for me. So I don't think the language should be a barrier to music. It should be music is universal thing. Yeah. If you hear a beat, you jump to it. Yeah.
A song like Jerusalem. It's not. It's like it was a global hit.
But nobody understands
the word.
You know.
Yes. And even in recent times, we say Ashake. But he was on out there. I think now let's narrow it down to your project. You released the Aliwa, was the Aliwa, right? Yeah. And Black and White was like the leading song on there, and some of the others. How did that album do?
Yeah, it did well. I mean, for me, we didn't get as much attention on here in Ghana. But in Europe, we got enough. For me, it's still a way we're trying to, how should I even put it, reintroduce this kind of music. Okay. So it's hard for us to do it alone, and we need help as well to, let's just say we put we put a typical Highlife music out there. We need help from some of the radio people and the TV people to put them in the audience spaces so it can be heard and then eventually the masses, you know, accept it.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we didn't get that much, but it kept on growing as you know, gradually, and it's coming up gradually. This new album, we're trying to fuse exactly as you said, English. We have some songs that's English, and we're still maintaining the indigenous, and we're still fusing stuff that's a little relative to what is happening now around as well.
Okay.
So it's kind of experimental as well to see how
to be received.
Right.
Okay. So for those of you who they are saying that they signed autographs and the people were happy, you think that it be joking. Let's watch the videos when they were playing abroad. Okay, so you saw what country was that?
No.
They forgot to because the country said a lot.
Palio, Switzerland.
Switzerland.
There was one.
Neon.
There was one particular video. I actually got goosebumps. I thought it was the one I was coming to watch. You guys were performing. I've forgotten the song, but you guys were jumping and you were moving with the
they've got the dance. The dance moves also.
Like it's serious. Even though they didn't understand, and I think sometimes your energy,
the energy
coordinates with the crowd because you guys are hyped and you are really in the mood before you perform. Like anything. Do you Shijama to get in the mood? How do you like boys stuff, or you just pray and just go?
Sometimes we do like warm-ups.
Okay.
We're gonna warm up. So already from the first song we are charged.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
You do the charging.
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool. Because it's
we're charging. We're charging. Anyway, I've got a few minutes to wrap up. I was at fraternity, right? So I saw you perform. So I know what you guys can do on the stage. Yeah. And in recent times, there's been Santrophy in Chinchim. I mean, these new bands, sort of. I mean, for now.
Right.
What do you think about the band of the year category? You know, don't you feel left out?
Yeah, in a way we do, but it's still, for me, we're still taxiing with what we're doing, all the bits.
Okay.
Eventually, it will reach a point that you can't just ignore it. It will reach a point, you know, it will just, you know.
I know how it feels like in a band, and when you hear some of the things that a lot of people want to jump to, do you ever think, crowd, you're rather jumping to, do you feel like that sometimes?
Yeah, we do. You know, I think people, I always say it's like, you know, a nice Indian restaurant and maybe McDonald's or something. McDonald's for the masses, so many people, but with a nice Indian, it has, you know, certain
ingredients
certain
flavor,
people with a particular taste of food, they
go there.
Yeah, so, well, I think it will always be like this.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
But if we keep on putting it out there, let's just imagine this Chinese, Indian, American. If we're able to, if everyone can afford it, everyone will actually go there as well. So it's gradually
together.
Yeah.
Well, as we have had them on this table, the next time I'm sure we'll get there will be next year because there are lots of things coming up. Tell us about the tour and the new album.
Right. We're going to Europe. We're doing how many? 11 shows or so? 13. Okay, 13. And this is mostly like a promo tour for the album.
Okay.
After we're done with the album. After the album is released this summer, we're going to do a much more bigger tour. So we're practicing some of the new songs. It's not out there yet. And then this new album is going to be featuring some, we want to do a few featuring some names, so it feels a little more collaborated.
Okay.
So yeah, so it will be a little different from the first album as well. And we're looking forward to it. Really, 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 really.
Robert, before we wrap up, Santrophy, Charlie, to people who are probably watching for the first time and saying that, yo, this band, I like this band. Yeah. What would you say to them as a means to gather the support from everybody?
What I would say is they just have to support the band. And they have to look forward to our new album.
Yeah, the new project.
Yes, and then it will be good. Trust me.
Yeah.
It's good. So they need to support the band, not only Santrophy, but every band that is out there doing their own thing.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is what I'll say.
All right, Nana. I think that has been a very fruitful discussion.
Yeah.
We loved every bit of it. Emmanuel Overi, thank you so much for coming. He's the lead for Santrofi Band, and also Norbert, who's a trumpeter. From his lips, you can see. you can see that the album Alewa is still on the digital platforms. Go check it out. Alewa Black and White. The video is out also a couple of months back. You check it out on YouTube and follow them. Before we go, I want to say big shout out to AB Skill inside the USA. My guy, he's about to release his EP though for girls. Charlie, big shout out to you. My name is Desmond Okrekudan. You can call me Desi Fade and the Star Boy. And of course, I was here with the ladies.
And I am Tanobuache.
And I'm Helen Anyewejan. You can call me Helen K.
Yep.
Have a good afternoon.
Okay,
Yeah.
so up next is Newsflash. We'll be back tomorrow to wrap up the week.
Yep. Enjoy yourself.